maybe you use the shoestring to like show what landscape is in the background of your picture.
Are you just making this up off the top
I
of your
am
head?
just making it up
Okay,
off the top of my
I don't
head.
want to say something to somebody and then it'd be completely wrong.
I'm just saying, it's an idea. I don't know why we have a shoelace.
Hey, I'm Devin.
And I'm Mary Kate,
And we're picking up pieces.
a channel all about board game pieces.
And how to pick them up. And in today's video, we're going to be unboxing all of our games from Gen Con.
Again.
Part 2. Not really part 2. It's just, we've already filmed this video in our phone or / camera. We have a camera. We're professionals. Died.
In the middle of it.
In the middle of it. So we had like 9 minutes out of like almost an hour-long video.
Yeah.
And so we're having to do all of it again. So all the games are unshrink wrapped. But we still want to unbox it with you guys.
Yeah, so these first 6 games we have actually played before we thought of doing this video. So we're going to talk about them first.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with probably our favorite play out of all the games, which is...
And the one I was the most pumped about, Sea Salt and Paper.
I really like Sea Salt and Paper. Card games do not like pump me up. This is going to be a super quick unboxing.
Yeah, because it's a deck of cards.
It's legit just card, yes.
Yeah, so... You have some nice little player aids that tell you what each set of duo cards do, as well as the end round goals. There's 4 of those. And also a guide for if you have any colorblind players in your group. It tells them which shapes correspond to which color, which I think is really helpful in making the game accessible to everyone.
Yeah, like this morning I met up with a person and I just taught them how to play the game, and I was pointing that out. It's so accessible. Like all the cards are colored, but they're color coded, so people who are colorblind can play it. And it's so fun. It's like a push your luck set collection game, because at every round you try and get to 7 points, and then once you get to 7 points, you can stop it immediately right there, or you can kind of push your luck a little bit and be like, oh, last chance, and everybody has a chance to beat your points. And if they do, they score their points of that round and a color bonus, while everyone else just scores the highest color and none of the points they scored that round. So it's pretty cool. And you don't have to end it whenever you get to 7 points.
You can decide to keep waiting so that you have a better chance of still having the most points after you call last call.
But again, everyone can do that. So it's so fun, the not knowing the rounds. And you play to 40 points, so you play multiple rounds. Kind of a little bit like Rummy.
If you're doing 2 people.
If you're doing 2 people.
The total amount of points changes the more people you have playing.
Yeah. And cool thing, this says first printing on it. I'm sure that doesn't really matter to a lot of you, but I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. First printing, I mean, one in a hobby, so yeah.
There's 2 main types of cards. There's cards that you play as a duo, so you might play 2 boat cards together to get a special action. So the boats would let you have another turn. Or you have like set collection cards, like the shells or the octopus that you keep in your hand. Yeah. All the cards, they have like origami art on them, which I really like. It's really unique. Really, it looks fun. Really cool. It's fun to look at all the different origami crabs and all the different origami octopuses, even though those are kind of creepy. Yeah. And then you have the shark and the swimmer that get paired together, which is just really fun in general. Yeah.
So card games don't usually excite me, but this one really does. I really enjoy this game. It's really fun. But this isn't a review about Sea Salt and Paper. Rather, this is unboxing a whole bunch of different board games. So, next one is Queen by Midnight, which this game was a little bit hard to get. You definitely had to get there in the first little bit, and I was able to get it first day, which was awesome.
It was super hype. Everyone was super hyped about this game. It's like the first game put out by
Darlington Press. I don't think it's their first game.
Oh.
It might
not.
be.
Never mind. I take it back.
But the game, if you don't know anything about it, it's pretty much like a battle royale game where everyone is a asymmetric princess and you're fighting kind of like to the death. But the thing that makes this game unique is the production quality. There's going to be a giant clock tower that we put together that you guys are going to see. And also, whenever you die in this game, there's a certain round where everyone selects who they're going to team up with secretly. And so it's a little bit of a social deduction game where you select, oh, I'm going to pick this person in secret, and if I die, I'll become part of the team. But everyone else also selects somebody. So you're trying to make sure that person stays alive while ultimately still trying to stay alive yourself and winning. Because if you die, you want to pick them. And so,
There's a big old clock.
which is a dice tower and a round tracker. So like you can move it with this little gear right here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. This will take you a hot minute to put together. Just FYI.
This spins around too?
And it spins around, so you can point towards the players. This is 3 to 6 players.
Oh.
Where this also keeps track of a market that everyone gets to buy from, and also on your little player boards, you have your own personal market of your own cards that are unique to your powers.
Oh, so we have here Rosaline, the Orneomancer. I have not played this game. I'm excited. Aradine, the Gilded Champion.
Yeah.
Freya, Blood of the Dower. She looks kind of scary.
Yeah.
Who else we got here? We got, Hephaestus. The Lightbreaker. I like that. I think I want to be her. And then we got Dr. Lux, Scholar Supreme, and Boss No.
Hand of the 7. And so this game,
cool.
at the end of the game ends whenever everyone is dead besides you, or at the end of 12 rounds, where whoever has the most point and the most resources wins. And so the resources in this game is clout. Don't know how I feel about that being a resource type in a game, but that's how it is.
We're all clout chasers trying to be queen, right?
Yes, exactly. And so, yeah, the one thing about this game that was a huge thing, it took us probably like 3 hours to finally start feeling comfortable about this game while trying to play it, because the rulebook, I read it before playing it, but the rulebook is actively not good. It is one of my least favorite rulebooks I've ever read. Once we got into it, it was really fun. It's just a slog to get through that. Because as of right now, I don't think there's many rules teachers out there. There's a couple, and I try to watch a couple, and they didn't do, I think, a great job. Because there's so many nuances to this game that the rulebook doesn't get into, and so you kind of have to make decisions for yourself. At least I feel confident in saying that.
Cool.
So that's Queen by Midnight. Queen by Midnight.
Queen by Midnight. So now we have another game we got that we played actually a couple days ago. Davy Jones' Locker, The Kraken Wakes.
This is by a small publisher, Padcat Games, which is by Zach and Katie Jacob. 3 first names, Jacob's the last one. So I got to meet them. We actually had a person who watches our videos all the time, Tristan Brown. He is part of the Discord, helped them actually like play test the game and stuff like that. He recommended me go stop by there, talk to them, really liked them. So I bought the game because I love supporting smaller publishers. And the game is pretty fun. It is a Ameritrash game, so really based on dice rolling and about the theme and about the experience you get with the game.
Yeah, so you're pirates and you're sailing around trying to get stuff so that you can fight the Kraken in Act 2.
The thing that makes this game probably unique, or like it's not straight up unique to itself. I asked him what inspired this idea for him. He said Jaws, because this is actually a 2-sided board where you have Act 1 and Act 2. So Act 1, you're preparing your pirate ship and your crew in order to get better, in order to fight the Kraken whenever you get to that point.
Yeah.
And then you're trying, and you win the game only whenever you kill the Kraken, and you lose the game if you die at any point prior to that. You can't die in Act 1, you can only die in Act 2 whenever you're actually fighting the Kraken. And the the components are super nice.
So they have game trays for the organization, and lots of custom dice. We got some pirate coins, which are just really fun.
For this game, it fits the game so well. It feels like pirate coins. You're touching them the whole time. Really nice. Maybe I'll flip this over. This is all the different type of dice you use. Some of them life tractors. Some of them stuff you just roll in order to accomplish things you want to accomplish.
And so here is more stuff in the box. So we have these little pirate meeples, who are like the little...
Well, we'll pick that up later.
Workmen on your ship.
Yeah,
and so they have little jobs that they do, and each person has asymmetrical powers on their own pirate ship. So, like, I was the Sea Dragon when we played this.
And the cool thing about this game, whenever you have your player board, whenever you die, you flip it over, and you'll get dropped in the water where other people come pick you up, so you can be part of their ship and help them do actions on their turn.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun. Here's the Kraken life board. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm trying to think.
This game looks really cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
here is the Kraken. Well, that's the head of the Kraken. And all the Kraken tentacles are in here.
Yeah.
So in a 2-person game, like 4 of these like popped up on the board.
Yeah.
And then we got attacked by the tentacles and the Kraken.
And here's you all have your ship. So it's really well done, especially for a first game making it. At least I'm pretty sure this is their first game.
Yeah, this was really fun. I died. I got shipwrecked.
And we don't have many games like this. I think the only other game we have close to something like this is Nemesis.
Yeah.
Probably.
I would say that's accurate.
Really story driven. So yeah. Oh, and maybe even Gloomhaven?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But this was fun. I put on Pirates of the Caribbean music in the background.
got into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So that was Davy Jones' Locker. Davy Jones' Locker.
All right. Next, we have another small box game.
Point game, Well to Look, which is straight up a social deduction game. We've only played this once so far, at 2 players.
Yeah, I think it would be better at a larger player count.
Yeah.
So this game, it looks cool. So it has these, you're looking for a whale or orca. You're taking tourists out on your little boats. So you have these little boats, and you put these tiny little tourist guys in your boats. And so these...
You're dropping everything everywhere.
If this one didn't fall off the table. All right, so these diamond cards represent like the water and where the fish, where the whales are. And so you set it up kind of in a grid. It's pretty fun.
And you're moving across that grid, and whenever you're moving, you're dropping down investigator tokens that let you flip over and see how many fish there, because the whales go to the most fish, the orcas go to the least amount of fish, and you only score if you're on the grid that the orca or the fish is at. And so you're trying to figure that out, but you can't possibly figure out everything going around. So you kind of like figure out what you're doing, what other people are doing, and navigate.
And you make a most informed guess as to where you think they're going to show up. And then you get points, not based off if you pick the right one, but how many little tourists are at the right one. And you have 3 boats with varying amounts of tourists.
So we want to try this again at a higher player count.
Yeah.
Because I don't think for 2 players, this is going to shine at 2. Because you need more information.
There is a little bit of an edit in that it allows you to do one ability where you flip over a card twice in a 2-player game, but I think it would be more fun on more players.
So that's Well to Look.
Well to Look.
All right, next game we have is another Oink game.
This one's bigger.
Tiger and Dragon, but still very tightly compact.
Oh yeah, there's very little wasted space in this game.
So this game is just a re-implementation or a redesign of a old Japanese game where you're just fighting each other with Mahjong tiles. You're not throwing Mahjong tiles at each other, but what you're doing is that you're ultimately going to be using this player board to, this top row is attacking and this bottom row is defending. So on your turn, if you're attacking, you'll place it up here, and everyone else can defend if they have a 4 and they put their defense right here, which then will allow them attack. If no one is able to defend your attack, then you put down one of your tiles, because everyone starts off with a set number of tiles, in the defense to indicate that it was a successful attack, and then you get an attack again. So you only get to attack if you're also going to be defending people. And so like the 4 can only be defended by 4s, or there's also a tiger and a dragon meeple. Oh, a meeple. Wow. Tile. I'm a board gamer. Okay, yeah, Mahjong tile. And so a tiger defends against blues, which are evens, and then dragons defends against...
odd numbers.
That's the other one. Odds numbers or red ones. And ultimately, though, if you ever attack with a dragon or a tiger, odds and evens can defend against that. So they're really good for defense, really bad for offense. And you play over the course of multiple rounds, and whoever gets 10 points first, which are these scores, wins. But you don't score unless you won the round. Yeah.
And you don't always score the same way. So we have only played
Dojo Battle, which is the recommended started one.
But there are a lot of other ways to score and variations on the game. that we've not looked into. So I'm looking forward to playing some of the ones that, like, a lot of them seem to just use different ways to score or different numbers that score. But then there's some that seem to completely change how you set up your moves. So I'm interested in playing some of those.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Really enjoyed it at 2 players, and I want to try it at 4 because you can play as team as 4.
And we like team games.
Yeah, it gives me kind of like a trick-taking feel, even though it's not a trick-taking game. Just FYI. So that's Tiger and Dragon. Tiger and Dragon.
And those are all the games that we've played already.
And so the rest of the games, which I think is 8 in total, are the games we have not played yet. And we're going to start it off with Gempire, which is not released yet.
Yeah.
So Gempire, at Origins through M's from Meeple, Mitch and Morgan, they introduced me to Paul Elpertz, who is the designer of this game. This is the first time he's designed a game, and also he's publishing the game. It's coming out September 26th.
On Kickstarter,
On
right?
Kickstarter. And me and Paul, I mean, we've hit it off, and he's a great guy. I want to support him as much as possible. He's not paying me to talk about his game at all. And he gave me this game to play and to do a review if I want to. I think I've convinced him to come to our place in order to film a video where we'll kind of do like an interview with him. So I'm really excited about that.
Let's see what we got in here.
How Gempire plays. I've read the rulebook. Obviously, we haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
It requires 3 people, and
we're 2.
We're 2 people, so we play most of our games at 2 players.
Rulebook. So we're kind of looking for an opportunity, and a lot of times when we play games with more players, we play lighter games. So we're trying to find the right opportunity to bring this out.
It comes with a dice tray. I haven't had a game where it comes with a dice tray, and it's a pretty nice dice tray. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Definitely, again, I'm biased, so just FYI, because I know the guy.
Punchboard
and
stuff.
Again, I consider him a friend. But pretty much how it works out is that on your turn, what you're going to be doing, everyone has their own little player board where you choose an action. And so on your action, I think you'll be upgrading your city, which is going to be you building out a tableau of cards, where there is cards somewhere in here.
Yeah, there's the bottom. Right
in here, which goes into a tableau that you're building out with cards. It's not an actual like player board. It's just you're building out with cards that has 2 different rows. You're starting off the game with only 1 row that has 3 different districts. And as you're building out the districts, obviously one of the districts is going to be booked in by the other 2 districts, and you can't keep building off that district once you have that district booked in. So you can build a 2nd row in the game. And additionally, in order to get these, you're going to be actually bidding. But you can only do one of those actions every turn, and everyone's secretly choosing which one they want to do on the player board and are doing those actions. So it seems pretty fun because I haven't seen like a hidden selection and implemented in this way, and so I'm really excited. Additionally, you have little gems.
Yeah, and each color is a different shape. Yeah, and they come in these nice, nifty little containers. So you have these yellow ones, the purple ones, the green ones, and then you got diamonds,
which are a little bit different than gems. Like gems give you like a one-time like ability or something like that, something along those lines. Again, I've read it. I don't know what they do,
but the diamonds are cute little diamond shapes.
Yeah,
and this whole game is kind of exciting to me. Just looking at it, like it looks kind of different. It feels different. Talking with some people who've played it before, it sounds like it's a really interesting take on bidding.
Yeah. And all the components obviously look unique. Like I haven't had a game that has this or this.
Custom dice here with little hammers and little potions.
And he's definitely going to supply you for your marker needs. Anyway, you just buy Gempire if you need markers, and he got you. Oh my God. So yeah. So hopefully you guys actually see Paul on the channel. As long as that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll let you know after what we think after we play it, because again, we've not played this game.
And I am definitely probably going to be biased. Again, I consider Paul a friend now. Just FYI. So that's Gempire. Gempire.
There we go. All right. Next game we're going to talk about, I mentioned I was excited for Redwood.
Which is a really pretty box. And also, since we've looked at it, again, we filmed it already, the whole thing. Like, I was actively surprised the first time through opening it up, because all the components look pretty unique. And I was like, I kind of want to play that. And anytime you have that feeling whenever you open up a game, you're excited about, right?
Yeah. So we got lots of punch boards with little woodland creatures, shiny golden pine cones, trees. And then, so Redwood is played on this cool circular board. And so it seems what you're doing is you have the different little punched out icons, different places on the board, and you are a nature photographer going around to take pictures of it. So there's all these different unique nature photographer kind of minifigures, I guess. And that you get to be, and you're going around in this circle trying to take pictures not only with various wildlife in them, but also you have to have the background, which will be kind of in these spots of your picture. They have to create a nice, like, cohesive landscape.
So you try and take pictures of a landscape with the animals you want in that picture, right?
Yeah. And so I don't know what these are. I don't know what these are. But so you move around in a really unique way with these thingies.
Which is pretty cool. Like filling this, I just knocked out a whole bunch on you.
That's fine.
And while you place it, there goes one. You place it on a worker like that, and you have to move in that direction, and you can't cross an animal because in real life, you're not going to want to run into a bear, right?
Yeah, your path can't run into a wild animal. It can't run into another photographer. So it definitely directs the way that you're headed around the board.
Yeah.
And then you have these various camera lenses that you use to take pictures
Which goes on just like this does.
Yeah. And so there's different shapes, different widths of your frame.
And like you're holding on to these lenses, and if anyone else wants a lens that you're holding on to, they have to give you a resource. Again, we haven't played the game, and we've barely read the rule book.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about it.
It
looks really fun.
Look so cool. I am actively excited about it.
They also have, like, I enjoy it when there's lots of different things that get you points. I like the little notepads that help you make sure you're tallying up everything correctly. So there's also a shoestring in this box.
Yeah, someone might have accidentally left a shoestring in here.
I don't know why. my thought, I've come up with a thought since we opened this first.
You think Ida, the designer, is Ida, if you don't know what he looks like, because I didn't. Obviously, he probably left his shoestring on accident.
But also, we got another game designer, Christopher.
Okay.
Also on here.
Oh, Ida did the artist.
Yep.
Okay.
So
obviously, I know this game.
I think maybe you used the shoestring to like show what landscape is in the background of your picture.
Are you just making this up off the top
I
of your
am
head?
just making it up off the top of my head.
I don't want to say something to somebody and then it'd be completely wrong.
I'm just saying, it's an idea. I don't know why we have a shoelace.
So that's Redwood. Redwood.
All right.
Intermission time. So we
got some extras.
So you guys have heard us talk about Distill a good bit now. We like the game a lot, even with that push your luck mechanism. I actually really enjoyed it in the game, even though it bit me in the butt. We got player board and also a, what is that?
Metal coins.
Metal coins. So we got a player mat, which the player mat, if I'm going to recommend you buy something like as an add-on to the game, it was definitely this. The base game does not have like a board or anything like that. Rather, it's just the cards that you lay out. And so
I mean, it has a board for a lot of things, but it doesn't have a board for this aspect of it.
And so this actively gives you something to help set up the game and improves the gameplay. It's easy to pick up cards out of this and tells you how to do it. I think this is not necessary. We've played it plenty of times and enjoyed it plenty without it. But if I'm going to buy something extra, I'm going to buy this because this is only $15.
Yeah.
And this helps out a ton.
Now, the metal coins.
I may or may not regret this. These are really nice metal coins.
They are.
They're $25. Should I have bought this for $25? I don't know. I'm semi-happy that I did.
Well, every single time we played this game, we demoed it at Origins, and we used the metal coins.
Yeah.
And every time we've brought it out since then, which has been a handful, Devin has gone, I wish I bought the metal coins.
I wish I bought the metal coins. They are really nice for metal coins. Like, look at the design that they've put on these coins. So they're really nice. Yeah. Enjoyed it a ton. Would not blame you to buy them. Don't blame me for buying mine. But this for sure, definitely go for the play mat for sure.
All right. Intermission over.
Moonrakers. Moonrakers is the first game from Ivy Studios we have.
Yeah.
Moonrakers or Ivy Studios, they produced everything, like out of the wazoo. I mean, it's like 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10. Why did I go 9? I was going to say something different, and then I changed mid-sentence. You guys know how that is.
I don't
Here's
know.
what the inside of the box looks like. It just says Ivy Studio on it.
It has a, look, it has a little, comic.
Yeah.
Tell you the lore of this game.
So at the booth, they had not only base Moonrakers, but they also had the Titan Edition.
And we were on the fence.
Almost bought Titan Edition. It was so expensive in comparison. It's more than double what this is. And so I thought about it all day, and I was like, fine, okay, well, let's go get Titan Edition.
So then when I went to go buy it, the guy in front of me bought the last one.
Legit, the guy in front of me, Kate, bought the last one. A little upset, but at the same time, it actually probably worked out.
Probably this is how it's meant
I don't
to
need
be.
to buy the all-in everything, whatever I don't know anything about, or I don't know
Prestige.
if I would like the game. I know how the game plays, because it's just a deck builder. While also at the same time, not only are you building out your deck and building out your ship
player boards
to get more increasingly asymmetric powers, but you have to complete contracts. And in order to do those, the contracts require so much things that you have to rely on other people. So you're negotiating like, oh, you come with me and help me take on this, and we can do this together. And so that's pretty much how the whole game is going to be interacting the whole time. I've seen this gameplay. I'm really excited. Again, the artwork and production quality on any game, and I'm definitely not saying this about this, even if it's an average game and you're doing this, the enjoyment of a game just goes through the roof. And so even say, for example, again, not saying that about Moonrakers.
Those chips.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they have like metal versions of these ships, which are really nice.
Sad.
Even if it was, not a good game, high production quality, like you could enjoy the game. What this, I am hoping, is a great game with awesome, production quality in order to enjoy the game. And it comes with meta points. These
are little futuristic coins. They have like little circuit boards on the back.
So really cool. Can't wait to actually get Moonrakers to the table. Moonrakers.
Hey, Devin. This is a game which I'm not that familiar with, but which you are now very familiar with.
I've taught this game so many times.
Barcelona.
It is a really good game. Like, it feels just like a classic Euro Stefan Feld game. It has a lot going on. No move is too complicated, really. Maybe besides one of them. But it's not really that complicated once you have it down.
This is designed by Danny Garcia.
And so you're just constantly getting points. Like, the first turn off of this game, I would describe as maybe like a middle turn in another game. Because of how many different actions you're doing just right out the gate. It's just constantly, you're getting points and building off and making like a big point salad, pretty much.
Okay.
One thing I've learned also about boarding
plastic bags.
A lot of things I've learned from boarding guys games since now working for them. They give you a ton of plastic bags so you can make your own storage in the games. And so you're probably going to have a ton of leftover bags that you're not going to use, which is definitely better than giving you nothing. So this is the board. You're about to hit me in the face.
I did not.
So your actions are going to be, you're going to be placing down your workers. Okay, let's just do that. There we go. So you're going to be placing down your workers right here. And if you do that, you do the actions that meet up at the intersection.
Okay.
And so you're always going to be doing at least 2 actions, and there's actually a middle section that goes down and gives you a third action to do. And so you're doing at least 2 to 3 actions every single turn, which then has a cascading effects that might affect your player board that gives you points or other things like that. So it's really well done. It's very thematic based off the history of the city of Barcelona that I could definitely get into, but I'm not going to.
Instead, we're going to pull out all these punch boards.
There's so many punch boards.
This is a lot of punch boards.
So many.
What I like looking at these is they have the functional side of each piece that has all the little icons and stuff. And then there's just a pretty side.
Yeah.
There's just a pretty side that has all the buildings.
Yeah.
Shows that they really appreciated the architecture of Barcelona, as well as what all the buildings look like. And so here are the little squares as they start to get built out. The little buildings on there. And I guess this is what you do to get the buildings.
Yep. It's the type of workers, because they have 3 different type of workers in this game. There's a lower class, middle class, and upper class workers.
Are these roads? Are these what these are?
Yeah,
at the bottom of these?
In that city, that main board, you're going to be adding roads that will give you points and other stuff like that.
Oh, so do each each people have different types of roads since there's different color ones?
There's different. It's the same roads. It's just you have your own and other people have their own. No. It's not like unique road like abilities. So that's Barcelona.
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 Okay.
All right, another game with which you are familiar, Devin.
Books of Time was the other game we were demoing. I actually got to meet Philip, the designer. Philip with an F. This company's based out of Poland, so it was pretty cool them coming over here and be able to talk to them. And he made this game, so I don't know where he got his inspiration from for this game, but I would definitely describe it almost like Wingspan-y. So Wingspan, if you know what it is, most people do. And then if you don't, I just made you feel like crap. It's a tableau building where you have 3 different levels that you're building out of. And so this game, you're going to have 3 different books. A red, a yellow, and a green one that are going to be in this binder. And you're going to be shutting and closing it where you're adding stuff to it to do actions. And so you're pretty much just building out that while also trying to go up these tracks to get unique points. Or not unique points, but points for you. And also at the same time, go up here and do scoring. And so these are end game scoring that you can like move from 5 to 11 by interacting with this track or other different actions.
Yeah, so it has little punch out boards that are the back and the front of the books. And then as you go, I'm pretty sure you add more, you use the pages in your book or you add more pages in your book.
So this is the player aid, which the player aid is really useful. It has all the icons on the back, and right here, all the actions you can do. So on your turn, you can do 2 different actions. One action that you pick out of 6, and then there's going to be a middle book that keeps mark of the rounds for you. And also you get to choose one action out of what pages is open. So you get to do that action and one of these actions as well, every single turn.
And there's lots of little papers and pins.
Which are the resources in this game in order to make papers into your book. That's what it's going to be like. This game is thematic in the sense that you're putting together a book, but you're not like writing history or something like that. Like I thought whenever I went into it, you have to just think about it as you're just putting together a book's just tableau style, if that makes sense. So that's Books
of Time.
All right. Next game?
Next game, a game that I'm kind of excited to play, Cosmoctopus.
Philip got this game for me. So he got this game, and then he was like, oh, well, I want to get one that's language, what's it called?
His language.
And that's in Polish. And so he gave me this game just straight up for free, which was on our most anticipated game. So thanks, Philip. Appreciate it a ton.
Let's see. We got Icon Guide. That's helpful.
So in this game,
these are the Inky Realms.
We're all cultists trying to serve the Great Inky One.
Yeah, the Great Inky One.
And so you pretty much, there's like a grid of whether you can move the octopus in the sky in order to do actions, and also you have like I think cards that you can interact with. I don't quite know.
Speaking of the octopus in the sky,
there he is, the Great Inky One.
You're trying to get his little inky tentacles summoned to your realm.
So pretty much whoever summons 8 tentacles first gets to summon the octopus and wins the game. So it's pretty much a race game to whoever gets to be able to summon him first and get 8 tentacles.
So we got a bunch of cards that I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
I assume they do stuff.
Okay.
And then we have lots of different resources. These ones look like little pots.
Yeah.
Little wooden black pots. We have little octagons.
Yeah.
We have speech bubbles. I guess is this for speaking with the Great Inky One, I suppose?
I have no idea. It'd be me talking out my butt.
But it looks cool.
So, Cosmoctopus.
Cosmoctopus.
Okay.
Alright. We go from serving the Great Inky One in the sky to the financial crash of 2008.
So Q, I think you guys probably remember him off my last Origins video where I met him there, and Q, I ended up hanging out with him a ton.
Yeah.
And he recommended this game. He was like, this was probably his favorite game from all play, and it's a bidding game. So whenever you're bidding on stuff, you can bid whatever you want. Because like May Kate says, it's on the financial crash of 2008. Where you're just making money. You're a bunch of different countries.
We're countries printing money off like there's no tomorrow.
And so you could be America, China, Japan, a couple others. And so you're just straight up like, if you wanted to, you can bid $1 million, or you can bid as low as like pennies. You know, you don't have, you choose what you want to bid. And so whoever bids the most throughout the game doesn't score anything. They automatically lose.
The UK, the EU, Japan.
And then
I guess this is our blank check.
And all this stuff fills dry erase. So and these are the dry erase markers that come with it.
And I guess this is where we keep track of our
bids.
Our bids and whatnot.
Yeah. Haven't played it yet. I'm looking at the components and I'm really excited to get this to the table.
This is interesting. Like I'm not sure what any of the, like, sometimes, you know, you open a game and you look at the parts and you're like, I can see where these go or what they do. I'm not sure what all these do.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of looking forward to finding out.
Yeah. It has that same feeling that I had at Redwood. Whenever I opened it, I was like, oh, I want to get this to the table.
Yeah. We just need 3 people because the person who prints the most money gets no points. So.
Yeah. So QE.
QE. QE. All right, now we have another game that I was looking forward to.
Emerge. Is this the last game?
No, it's not. We have one more.
Baba Boy. There's so many games. Sorry.
So Emerge.
I do not know much about this game at all.
It's a Pandasaurus game, and so it's like, I know it has dice placement on your own individual player boards, but also thematically, it's these islands are being, there's an underwater volcano that's erupting, that's emerging all these islands. And so there's different islands for the different players. And as these islands are emerging, you're either discovering them or exploring them. And I think we're trying to get more different types of animals on them. And so this is the ocean where the islands are popping up.
This is not going to fit on our table.
No, it's not. We're going to have to play it as someone else's house.
The islands appear here, right?
Yeah.
On these little locations.
On these spots. And so they start off small and then they grow as the game goes on.
Okay.
There's probably a way that you trigger that, but I'm not sure what it is.
We'll show them in. This is what it looks like.
Yep. And so each player has their own set of dice. And so you're trying to get different animals and plants and stuff on the island. Here's a whole bag of little trees.
Okay.
Little trees. And then we have all the little animal meeples.
Yeah.
So we have here a sailboat, which I don't know what it does. We have an anchor, which I don't know what it does. And then we have
put it over here.
Seals.
I caught it.
It's not a good video for me dropping stuff. Turtles. Little crabs.
Okay.
What are the other ones? And birds, and I think these are the last ones, these little seagulls.
Okay.
And so we're trying to populate our islands with a diversity of different animals, and somehow get the most points through doing all that.
So that's a quick overview of Emerge.
Emerge.
Okay, so what's the other
game
we got?
One last game. Devin, why don't you tell us about the City of the Great Machine?
So, City, whoop, that's upside down. I'm sure that annoys you. So City of the Great Machine is a steampunk dystopian past or alternate history where you are it's a hidden movement game where one person is the Great Machine and everyone else is the Resistance, and so the Great Machine is the AI that's kind of taken over.
So is this giant wheel the Great Machine?
Is the Great Machine, which is one of the players who is trying to figure out what everyone else is. So everyone else is hiding while you are finding. And so throughout the game, you can interact with the player boards to try to stop people from moving into sections. And at the same time, you can actually, there's I think a part of the city where you can move other districts around. And so in this game, I'm hoping it fixes what I think might be an issue in the hidden movement genre, which I like the hidden movement genre, where somebody's sitting down and having to listen to everyone else talk and just wait until they figure out what they're doing. Well, this one, you actively listen to people, so you can plan out your turns. Well, you're not as active in other people's necessarily, to a certain extent. Yeah. And so I think this game hopefully will fix that.
There are all these minifigures for all the characters in the game.
Nice. So that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge at this moment. I'm super pumped we have it. We have a few hidden movement games, and I can't wait to see how this compares to that.
Yeah.
And so that is City of the Great Machine, and that's all the games that we got at Gen Con, guys. Yeah. I think that equals out to 14 total. And we just want to say thanks for watching. And more importantly, we value all of you. And if we have the chance, we will play board games with every single one of you. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.